Yo, welcome in. Sunday morning, little slaying. Figured I'd do a little farming here before football and all that good stuff. We weren't sure that we'd be home this morning anyway, so I figured we're home when I didn't know when we would be. So we'll hop on, slay a little bit, make it happen. Welcome in, Mustang Bev CG, Lawn Bear, welcome in. Just in time for breakfast, I know, right? I did have a couple pieces of chicken before I got on stream here to hold me over. Oh yeah, I can teleport. We had yeah, every year we do, my family does kind of over the last few years, kind of a new tradition, I guess you'd call it, a Halloween camping. So yeah. But the person don't have a trailer and it can be real sketch for tent camping in mid to late October. So I stayed in someone else's trailer with them, and then ended up being huge storms coming and stuff, so we ended up dipping out like late Saturday night actually, which would have been yesterday. So didn't think necessarily I was gonna be home, but here we are. Do I play mosaics? And no, essentially never. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna try it in the future, like ever, literally, but like no. I've seen enough of other people playing it that yeah. Yesterday was classic Michigan. Yeah, it was like 75 degrees. And then at like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, a cold front comes through and it drops 30 degrees in temperature. And then, yeah, you know it's up. You know it's up. Mustangs that had breakfast and did a declone already this morning. All right. Congrats on that. Hopefully, guaranteed 2020, I believe. Annie, right? Whoops. Wrong button. Man, Diablo's awesome. I haven't played in a few days here. When was the last time I played? Wednesday? I think last Wednesday was the last time I played because I've just been so much other malarkey going on. Just malarkey, all right? Wicked Ball, welcome in there. Deadeye, yo, Retro, Nerd Life. Welcome in on this wonderful Sunday morning. Ooh. They've said there's been 3 declone walks on the Asian server since 5 a.m. Unless like 4 hours. Ooh, yeah. Little coffee. I feel really dang good today. Pretty dang good. Just a tad tired. I didn't get to sleep till like midnight again last night for like the 5th day in a row. Which for me, I mean, old people like myself. Rush. Yo. Yeah, crazy. I kind of forgot I wasn't paying attention. The Lions don't play today. They're Monday Night Football this week. Jeez. No Lions on the Sunday. That's what's it. Kind of half joking, but my wife was complaining like, yeah, like the Lions, don't they always play at like 1? But now it's kind of weird, and I kind of, in some ways, I don't like it because they play at all these weird times now because they're better. You know, it's kind of funny. They keep playing like the Monday night and like the Sunday night game, primetime games and stuff. Like it was cool when they were just at 1, and then you could watch it. Then in the middle of your day, with like lunch or something, and then yeah, the rest of the day just do whatever you want. But yeah, Ghost, welcome in. Tampa Bay, any receivers? I haven't kept up on the latest news the last couple of days. I was like up north, as they call it, sorta. But yeah, is it gonna be like Tez Johnson and like Sterling Shepard and I don't know. I guess K. Dotton's gonna be going ham, huh? Godwin. I don't know if Godwin's back this. He was like, maybe he might be back this week. Probably not. Like, who knows? So it's like one of those. Like, I'm not sure exactly. Wicked Plumber. My God, coming in hot on a Sunday morning. AssAssIn play. Let's go. Thank you so much. Absolute Giga Chat as always. Hey, that deserves a coffee. Cheers. My man. My man. As always, thank you so much for the generosity. Wish there was more like this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Crazy, 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 crazy. If you got gifted a membership, make sure you thank Wicked Plumber. Oh, I at least, at minimum, gotta give you that one. Jeez. Crazy, crazy. Jay Hayes, welcome in. Man, look at all these legends. Bill J, Bruzak, Andres, Josh, and Rob GMB. Mitch. Jeez, all these gifted memberships. Rising Grind says Smumps. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Mustang and Biv hit. They know the assignment. Anyone got gifted a membership out there, make sure you hit those Evo Marios. Thanking, celebrating Wicked Plumber. Oh, Fishaholic, what's going on? So the Lions, I just mentioned that just a second ago. They play on Monday night this week, so no Lions today. Just a fantasy team that I need my players to go crazy on so that I can actually win this week. I went up against a guy who had Jamar Chase who got 40 something, so it always makes it tough. But hey, Bijan just got 40 for me last week, so it could happen again. Or somebody else, you know. Maybe Brian Thomas Jr. could actually have like a really good game finally. Like he had a 20-point game last week, which is great. Maybe he could have a crazy. Maybe Trey McBride could go off for me, or maybe Jaden Daniels runs in like 3 touchdowns and throws 2 more or something like that. You know. So many random. Or maybe I have that one defense that one week that scores like 3 touchdowns. SP single player, yes. Offline here with the assassin. Good old Gilded. We do have a terrorized Talarash's Tombs here in a little bit, which I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I don't know how many fire immunes are in there is what I meant to say. If I sundered it up, I could definitely do it, but I'm not sure with the reses because I don't really set it up. That's what I don't like about Terror Zones. You gotta build every character exactly the same because they all have to be able to all do Terror Zones, which are all the different elements everywhere. You can't like tailor your build to where you want to go. It is what it is, though. I feel like there's not a lot of fire damage in this Talarash's Tombs anyway, so maybe I'll just get after it. I did just level up here. You can see by the bars, so if I died, it's not the hugest deal and stuff. So, Noxious Agenda, welcome in, welcome in. I know you primarily stream Diablo 2. Have I tried Grim Dawn? I have not. Pretty much any game newer than 2010 I've never played. So I don't know. Wait, isn't Grim Dawn a mod for something? Closer to D2 than D3. I've heard of it. I can't remember with my brain about it though. But no, I've never played it though. Noxious Agent said he's looking forward to the Texans Seattle. Oh yeah, the other Monday night game. It is interesting that they're doing like double Monday night games all the time now. I don't hate it, but I don't know, you know, because the regular Monday night game, which hasn't changed anything, I don't believe, it doesn't get over till like 11:30 on the East Coast here. So, but then of course the early game. I mean, what does it start at like 4 for West Coast? So people are like still at work when the game's starting. Start Joe Flacco, yeah. So last week I played was that this week? I played Pittsburgh defense against the Browns. My fantasy defense got 1 point. I was like, man, Joe Flacco, he can't keep getting away with it. But he does. And then he does. Or wait. Yeah. Yeah. Pittsburgh against Flacco. I think I might have said the Browns. I forgot he got traded. And now he's killing it more so even than he was before. But yeah. Pittsburgh against Cincinnati. For Thursday Night Football it was, yeah. Nick Stevens, welcome in. Joe Flacco. 58-year-old Joe Flacco. It's just crazy. It really makes you wonder why all the quarterbacks in the league are so bad, you know? When you could just sign some random guy that nobody wants on their team and he's way better than all the quarterbacks in the league. I feel like they need to teach quarterbacks how to study football and how to study plays and read defenses, and not so much just like, hey, how do you run around and sling the ball real far? Like, teaching them how to find the open guy, pretty much. I don't know. I don't even blame the quarterbacks as much. I blame the coaching, to be straight up. Livian, yeah. So I always try to do any like farm hell difficulty no matter what. I'm not a go back and do Nightmare Andy kind of guy. For a new season, I got asked about a new season start for a sorceress. Countess and Dariel's pretty easy, and then you can always moat trick Mephisto. Unless you're a Nova Sorceress, you can't, but mostly any of the other ones you can. If I start off Nova, Countess, Summoner, farming up the keys. Maybe do the entire Arcane Sanctuary too, because a lot of the stuff out there is easy. But yeah. Blackens. So Falcons, keeping the Bills to only 14 was surprising. The Falcons, yeah. The main thing with the Falcons is they just need to give Bijan the ball every single play. Just all of them. Get Tyler Algier off the bleeping field and just give the ball to Bijan. If I see another time where it's like first and 3 from the 3-yard line, first and goal from the 3 or something, and it's like Tyler Algier, 0-yard gain. Tyler Algier, 0-yard gain on second down. Tyler Algier, loss of 2 on 3rd down. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then Bijan comes in on 4th down and just like blasts it in. I'm like, oh, I hate you. Penix needs time. Yeah, he's been in the league long enough. He did actually, he just started the last half of last season, right? So
I can't carry anymore.
I don't know if you mean time to throw or time to develop, but either way, he's not terrible. I don't know how great he is though either. Mythus says no Shaco after hundreds of runs. Yeah, if you're running P1 online, just in games by yourself, running like Andy over and over and over, or Meth over and over and over, it's gonna take you a long time. Yeah, so on offline single player here, I tell this story to anybody who is disappointed about not finding a Shaco, because it happens to everyone, including myself. I did 1,000 runs where the runs consisted of me running both Andy and Mephisto. So I killed Andy 1,000 times and Mephisto 1,000 times and got no Shaco. So in order to just speed it up, I wanted to maybe find an SOJ too and get like, you can find all kinds of stuff from Andaro, but I did another 800 Andaro runs after that. So 1,800 Andaro runs now on single player here. No Shaco. So that's how it goes. 1,000 Meph and 1,800 Andaro. CT Scadaboo and Dart, the CTE voice. Scadaboo does kind of have that, he has that Isaiah Pacheco kind of running style. Just like complete disregard for your own mortality. He's one of those guys that coaches would say if you put a brick wall in front of him and told him the end zone was on the other side, he'd just bash his head right through the wall. Viv said, I thought Arthur Smith was the problem. He was the problem. He was the problem. The play I'm talking about was last year, was when Arthur Smith was there. So, I mean, Bijan did have a 40-point game last week, but the thing is Algier came in and just, like, busted a lucky play and got a touchdown, and that annoyed me. Because I would have rather had Bijan have 50 points. I think Bijan himself had 80% of the offensive yards for the Falcons last week or something like that. He had 237 yards total offense or something. Something crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I want all the points. I need them all. Especially this week, since I'm starting off down bad. Going up against the guy who had Jamar Chase on Thursday Night Football. Down. I mean, and obviously anything could happen here. I have Trey McBride. He could catch a couple touchdowns and, you know, get 100 yards, and I'm like golden. Or Bijan going crazy, or maybe Brian Thomas Jr. has a day, you know. Unfortunately, I don't know. Unfortunately, fortunately, whichever way, I have to start Jordan Whittington this week. Terry McLaurin's still hurt. Thank you, Terry. Malik Neighbors is obviously on IR. Who else is hurt? Someone else is hurt. Two other people were hurt, actually. I forget. But yeah, devastating. Stony Tombs to the Ancient Tunnels. Do I prefer? If I'm a Blizzard Sorceress or something, either one. Dealer's choice. I view them as essentially this exact same. Viv saying TZ Andy can drop too much stuff. Yeah, TZ Andy is a bit on the busted side. It's not as bad because when you're on offline or when you're online and you're running, like, it's not, you don't find nearly as much. It is more busted for single player, but also it does kind of have the limiting factor of the time clock that you're trapped behind as well. But it is busted, yeah. So Retro Nerd Life, 3,000 hours for a non-eth Shaco. I feel like that's a lot of hours, so. Kyle Kuzma, best fantasy player. Are you talking about Bijan from a minute ago, or I mentioned a lot of names and I didn't catch your comment the very second it came in, so I missed which player you're referencing. Got to be Bijan, right? Yeah, I've had so many injuries on my fantasy team. I got Bijan and Trey McBride, and somehow I'm like out of the playoff race at the moment. Yeah, Bijan, yeah. Literally week 1, I'm like, Xavier Worthy's gonna kill it right at the beginning of the season. It's gonna be great. Hurt. Terry McLaurin, hurt. I got Jaden Daniels. He slipped and no one was taking quarterback. Hurt. Like, oh my gosh. Malik Neighbors, torn ACL, hurt. Just insane. Just insane. Randy, yo. Rams Jags on right now in London, yeah. Well, it's is that on normal TV or is that just NFL Network? Is it on one of the CBS, ABC type of situations? Because sometimes it'll say NFL Network only, but then it'll just be on a normal channel because they just like decide it for some reason, like certain games. Yeah, just NFL Network. Gotcha. Gotcha. How many touchdowns does Whittington have right now? They're probably not going to play him. I know exactly what's going to happen too. Tutu Atwell's going to have like 117 yards and 3 touchdowns. Probably more than that. 190 yards for Tutu Atwell and 3 touchdowns. What's going to happen? Rice gonna run away with the Kansas City #1? Maybe. Maybe. Things change a lot from season to season, and it very well could be, you know. Is Rashid Rice gonna be... The thing is Rashid Rice, I don't think he's as good as, like, Amon-Ra St. Brown. But I think Worthy is better than JMO. So I think it could be like Xavier Worthy could be like JMO plus. So, and that's not bad, you know. Is that your league winner? No, but that's like a great flex wide receiver 3, you know, a great player you'd want to have for a flex or a wide receiver 3. So that's what I'm hoping for out of Xavier Worthy the rest of the year. Plus, when you got Rashid Rice, kind of drawing a little bit of coverage, you know, distracting. Instead of opposite you being Marquez Valdez Scantling or something like that. I don't even know who they got. I forget who they have now. Or Tyquan Thornton on the other side, you know? You got, you know, whatever. So, yeah, this is players 3 difficulty. Let's hop in here without the Fire Sunday right off the bat here. I forget how, let's just see how many fire immunes there's going to be. And I know every tomb can be slightly different on the monster types. Okay, so are these guys? No, Gorebellies aren't. One of the skeletons is. I don't know which. I can't tell which one is, to be honest. That guy is... Huh. Okay. Yeah, being terrorized at this high level making it a little more difficult on me. They're all immune to fire. Let's dip out of here. Seahawk's gonna be on ESPN. Yeah, I don't have I just have the regular antenna. I don't have cable there either, Noxious, so. Usually they play, I don't know where you live at, but usually they have it set up to where they play like your local area game on the TV. Casey says they had no flags last game. You talking about Kansas City against the Lions? Not surprised. Yeah, there was like 3 just straight up blown calls in the Lions game for Kansas City. Just straight up blown calls. So it's like, you know, it's like a years long thing too, everybody, about the Kansas City just getting every call. And yeah, maybe I'll grab the Fire Sunday, just see how it goes. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like it, but thought it would be right here. Am I blind? Did I delete the character on accident and lost all my Sunder Charms? I'm confused. Sunders. Tri-City, Washington. So, yes, that should be a local game for you then, huh? Gosh. No mosaic, no. Oh. My bad. I've been up north, up a little north in Michigan, around campfires all weekend and stuff. So I'm like, woo! Lions are bad that game. Little suboptimalness, but it would nice to be like, oh yeah, I forgot I actually have a martial arts skiller in here in an accident that I. Wait, am I missing a trap skiller? What did I? Why do I have so many martial arts skillers? Dang, dude. I think I might have made a mistake. I might have looked at it and been like, oh, I have a full inventory of trap skillers. I don't need to keep another one. I threw one out, and now I'm short one. Devastating. I don't know what that means, Jason. I don't know what those letters stand for. I'm assuming it's a good thing, though. Kyle talking about what? Ooh, Worthy and Rice. You say first time playing together? Like, it couldn't be first time, like, literally ever, right? I know they're both kind of hurt and suspended all the time and stuff, but I feel like they played at least a couple of games together before. I keep forgetting to grab more scrolls of Identify. Man, stupid gore bellies. Maybe I'll just skip maps that have gore bellies in them, because they're dumb. They're just big and have a lot of health, and I get bored. Smallest pull, last 3 Countess runs. Woo! 3 Countess runs in a row, yeah. That's pretty wicked. Oh, the Merc's gone. That's another thing when you get the curse amped up. Merc gets annihilated. Great. Casper, welcome in. Delete character, start over. I know, right? 1 skiller short. Might as well quit playing. Nice.
Approach and let's trade.
Hello.
It was a typo? Oh, well, that would be why I didn't understand it then. What are these random letters you put in there? Adams TD from Stafford. No! Pathless, come on. I need Jordan Whittington here. Let's see, did Whittington even get a catch yet? No. Dude, what the bleep, dude? Of course, I'm playing against... The guy I'm playing against has Devontae Adams, too. God dang, dude. You'd be kidding me. He's got 80 points already on his team. This is his 3rd player playing right now. What? The Rams got 14 points already? Oh my god, what is going on? And Whittington has no catches. Brian Thomas Jr., no catches. Okay. Who's Mumpfield? Mumpfield has a touchdown. My player's nothing. Good, good, good. Yes. It's gonna go great. Gonna go great. Wait, I don't think I battle ordered my mercenary here. Any problem? I feel like in fantasy nowadays, I can never get any luck to go my way. Not ladder. No, no, no. Ray, Howl's Tombs Terror Zone says one of his faves. Yeah, it's generally pretty good. I just hate the mixture of immunities and stuff, you know. There's like physical immunes, fire immunes, cold immune, blight, like there's just every immunity. So I hate being forced to like use Sunder Charms and only play like certain builds because, you know, you have to have a ton of minus res to deal with them and stuff. I was really a bigger fan of how things like kind of used to be honest, where you'd pick and choose what place you wanted to farm, and now you have to, don't have to, but you know, unless you're going to avoid the place that's kind of the best, you have to, I just don't like it. How much fire res? Not great. Pretty bad. Probably negative right now. Unless you're talking about minus res. Minus res, like 50 maybe. Not a ton. He just gets annihilated because everything's always cursed in Terror Zones. Perpetually cursed everything. Mighted cursed. Guy will just never die because he was probably fire enchanted. Oh well. It's single player. Single player.
I can't carry any.
The one true best way to play. Yeah. Back to town to get my merc, I guess. Robert, that's a good call. Don't forget to hit that like button for me, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, citizen.
Greetings from Argentina. Jonas, what's going on? Doesn't matter when you play Mosaic. Oh, true story. Question, I tried following your build for the Novasaur. I get slapped sometimes, like in the cold plains, even though I have that resist charm. Yeah, Nova's not going to be good against, not good against bosses, Rob. It's more for clearing, like, pack density, you know? When you say that resist charm, do you mean the Sunder charm? The best thing I can give you, let's see, if you did your stat points, like you max energy with maxed out energy shield and telekinesis, because you need the telekinesis synergy to minimize the amount of mana that gets used by the energy shield, and you're still getting hit down. Like, your resistances shouldn't matter really much. If you're, like, in some super easy area, like unterrorized cold plains, like you said. But if you did the energy shield Nova Sorceress and you're not, if you're like level 58 going into hell trying to do, that's not going to like work out for you, you know. It's real hard to say. I guess I didn't see if you put it in there. What level are you? Are you like in the 70s at least? You're 81. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to do something there with that. I mean, if you did just enough strength and dex to wear your gear and you put everything else into energy and you, at that level, maxed out Nova, Lightning Mastery, Energy Shield Telekinesis, like, I can't imagine what would be going on. You know, and for the most part have static maxed out. Because that's, yeah. I mean, you should pretty much have those 5 skills pretty much maxed out. See, 80 plus, is there 4 or 5 skills in each difficulty you can get from the different quests? I think it's 4 per, so an extra 12. That's 90. You'd have 93 skills. So you should almost have all 5 of those maxed out. So yeah. Yeah, that's about all. I can't really think of why, like, quote unquote, wouldn't be working or whatever. How many shots to the fire trap? I forget the number on that exactly. It doesn't shoot many times though, I know that. And there's no synergy to increase the number of fire trap shots. It just shoots like 4 times or something and then they go away. It doesn't have the synergy like Death Sentry does to have more shots or whatever you call it. Gold Monarch, let's grab this. You haven't done all the skill quests? Okay. Yeah, so I wish I could give you better advice or whatever, but without like looking at every piece of gear and stuff. Fantasy football is like 40% luck, 60% knowledge. Right. I would even swap it more the other way, but you know, teach their own over. Ooh, 1 catch, 1 yard. Brian Thomas Jr. Thanks. Yeah, and it seems like for fantasy football too, just every week seems to be the same, where like I'm playing against a guy who they trade for Joe Flacco, so then Jamar Chase goes off instead of having Browning throw him the ball. And then also Puka gets hurt, so Devontae Adams instantly catches an 80-yard touchdown because Puka's out. Now he's, you know, the only guy they got there. And then it's just for that week, you know, like it just seems like that happens over and over again. Oh, McLaurin's still out. He's out for over a month. For some reason, they never put him on IR, but he's out for over a month. So you just, you know, you can't put him into IR, and you think every week you might be able to put him back in, but then he's not. But they just never put him on IR for some reason. Like, just always something. Always something. I think, let's see, I think last week might have been the first week of the season that I didn't take a 0 at one of the positions by a guy going out on the field and instantly getting hurt in the first quarter before he does anything. I think last week was the first week that happened. Forget this. Forget those guys. Vikings or Eagles? I mean, I would think the Eagles, but I don't really... Trying to go from memory here. I feel like haven't the Eagles not been doing that great relative to what people would usually think they would do? Forestry Fire Enchanted. Lost your last two. Okay, yeah, there you go. I thought so, but yeah, I haven't, I don't have it all memorized exactly what everybody's been doing, so. Leaf on a Fireclaw Druid. Leaf on a Fireclaw Druid. I don't know, I mean, Fireclaw does fire damage, but usually... I'd have to look at it again, but that doesn't sound right, but let me continue here. 32, thinking of grinding more levels before progressing in Nightmare. Should I keep using Leaf? I'd have to look more into Fireclaw. I don't play Fireclaw that much. But I feel like you definitely want a different weapon besides just Leaf. Because doesn't it do physical with the attack and fire from Fireclaw? I've never done... I don't think I've ever in my life done a Fireclaw playthrough either, so... Do I use Mind Blast? No. I don't think I've ever used Mind Blast. Surviving isn't really an issue, you know? Like, trying to keep... the Fire Druid or the Fire Assassin is good. The best build in the world? No, but it's good. I mean, you see what happens, but... personally, in the area I'm at right here, I'm not really a huge fan of, you know, using this in areas, in Terra Zones that aren't great for the build, you know, like this. It's not the type of build that just melts any Terra Zone no matter what, so... Early morning, right? Yeah. Welcome in, Varthamus. See how it goes against a P8 terrorized Duriel, huh? Froze the did. Large axe, thanks. Trapsins are cool, yeah. I think the lightning one is a little bit better than the fire, personally. Fire's good for sure, but... MF on this character, I think it's only like 260 or something. I'm not really a big fan. I think I'm just gonna go do... Let's throw that in for the life. I can't believe I lost a trap skiller. What a dum-dum. Oh well. Guess I'll have 38 more life. I'll just go do the Stony Tombs. You can still find Tyro's Might there, and I just enjoy it more. Yeah, Ray saying lightning immunity easier to break. Yeah, and I feel like with you can, you know, with Griffins and self-wielding Infinity, the minus res is easier to get, and stuff, you know. So it just is mo better. Fire traps and working cows. Yes, yeah, it does. So cows don't really. I mean, the random ones are immune to stuff. The random unique ones, but they generally are not, you know, immune to anything. So, good old Balrog Blade. Come on! Oh. Speaking of Balrog Blade, oh, y'all see that short I put out the other day? I was like, I don't really have time, but I'll put out a short here before I, you know. Actually, I think I did that like really late at night or something. I can't remember. Put it out or released it just before I went camping. Shorts are funny though. Shorts are like one of the things you put out to like look at your graph of the views going up like this, and then you look at the short and you're like, oh, I made $1.37 on 100,000 views. Okay. I guess that was worth it. Can you find... Yeah, you can find Tyrell's Might on P1 in any of the 85 areas. So, if your player's 1 in a Terror Zone, in the Stony Tombs on player's 1, just standard, unterrorized, hits, chaos, like any of those 85 areas, you can find it. So the thing is when areas are terrorized, you have a higher likelihood. Usually. A lot of mana. Don't usually need a bunch of walk run on a character that would also be using mana, but 11 to cold res with 1 to strength. I mean, it's just a little better than a regular one, but whatever. If it was 2, I would note it. A max, but oh well, I don't feel like it. Has to be dropping soon, Randy. Right, I'm due. The Barb Finder or Sork with MF to find GG items or high runes. Chris Stocks. I'm trying to think what you mean by that. I need more info on what you're asking there, I guess. How's Flickering Flame on the Fire Assassin? It is more damage output. What's a Flickering Flame roll? Is it 10 to 15 or is it just a flat 10? Or can't remember for sure. The minus res absolutely more damage. I decided to put on a Shaco because with everything that I'm putting on this, I couldn't really get any magic find, and I just decided that little bit of extra minus res, you know, instead of having like 120 magic find on this character, I decided to get more like 200 something. So no Flickering Flame. Please be something important. Ooh, Jordan Whittington. Let's go. 1 catch. No yards. 3 targets, 1 catch, no yards. Thank you. Give me that point. Fantasy football, everybody. You're online, so that's why you're asking about the P1 for Tyros. Yeah, you can. So, in all actuality, really, for specifically finding Tyros Might or the super rare unique items, players 1 and players 7, 8, anything like that, if you're farming regular 85 areas, really the odds are the same of 1 dropping from the unique monsters and stuff in a standard area. Terror zones change all that, but you'll find way more good stuff if it's higher players count online generally, but just specifically only the rarest of the uniques that you can only find from the 87 monsters. Yeah. How many players? We're on Gutturals. 7. We're on 7 at the moment. Ollie, what's going on? Good old Lumroon. Ooh, love it. Only that U was an E, and we could all be losing our minds right now. Coffee gone? Time to be healthy. Switch over to H2O. more of a chance of good items when doing MF Sork on bosses or a barb run in the pits.
Blessings to you.
So the pits with an item find barb, you'll be much better off finding. So no, what am I trying to say here? Pretty much if you're farming the act bosses, you can't really find the rarest uniques. Like Andariel cannot drop like Griffin's Eye unless Andariel is terrorized. So I'm talking about under normal circumstances. Like Mephisto cannot drop, we'll say Tyrell's Might, not that's good, but it's super rare, you know, but so if you want the rarest of the rarest uniques and stuff, the pits, and if you would want just like Viper Magi, Shakos, things like that, farm the bosses. Single player, paint. Why do you like Lemrunes so much? Great question. When I come up with an answer for that question, I'll let you know. No, it's another one of those kind of channel joke things. I used to all the time, just all the time, I would get asked, dude, why are you showing Lemrunes in your drop alley videos? Like, that's not even cool. Like, I don't even pick them up. That's what people would tell me. And I'm like, you don't even pick up Lemrunes? Like, geez, dude. But you got to draw the line somewhere, right? Like, what? I should show nothing under a burr? Like, I don't know. Where do I put the line at? Some people would say Vex, some say Ist. I decided on Lem, I guess. Like, some people would show Ko runes or something. I don't know. But then I got so many comments of people just like, dude, you found like 3 Lemrunes and you showed them in the video, like, you idiot. So now I just started acting super excited about Lemrunes. So. Yeah, Christox, exactly. Exactly, true story. Only Zods and higher. That's it. That's all I should show. Yeah, so it's pretty much people just annoying me in the comments, and I was like, all right, well, I'll just act even more excited about it then. Lems add up quick. Yeah, and it's one of the things too, like we'll say a Lum rune, for example. Sure, you find a Lum, Neph Lum, you can make what a stone or something, I forget. You know, it's cool early on, ladder this and that. But I feel like Lemrune is the first one that under a circumstance, ooh, hold up, we're talking about how god tier Lemrunes are, ooh, and we get another item that I can never find enough of. 7 magic find small charms. Yeah. Love it. Sunday morning slaying. Yeah. Let me double check, make sure that my clip thing's working. I've been having some, maybe I've been misclicking the button. Yeah, it's going fine. I was missing some clips the other day. No big deal, but don't want to. I don't remember what I was saying. Something cool, though. I was talking about something real awesome, but anyways. Oh, yeah. Lemrunes. Like, on the first day or two, or the first couple days of ladder, like, I'm legitimately excited. Like, yes, like, I can make that treachery for my mercenary. And that's like a big boost, you know? That's why I decided on Lemrunes. Because under certain circumstances, like the beginning of ladder, it's actually, like, exciting to find, you know? And because really the thing is for exciting to find, even right now, if I find a Shaco's cool, but like I'm going to pick up the Shaco, I'm going to look at it and be kind of excited, and I'm going to throw it on the ground and walk away, right? But if I find a Lemrune right now, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to keep it. If I find a Griffin's Eye right now, I'm going to throw it on the ground. A Lemrune I'm going to keep. So what's really more exciting? Something you're actually going to hang on to, or something you're going to chuck on the ground and not keep? You know? You know? Barthemus, yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. CG doing good. Doing good. Cody's a pulling higher kind of guy. Okay, all right. All right. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's been quite a while since anybody said anything about the Lem. Usually it's just like, why are you so excited about the Lemrune? Because I do act obnoxiously excited. Like, over the top. It almost seems like I'm faking it. Can't imagine why that would be. But, yeah. And probably the time I'm thinking of, like, the time period, I should say, when people were Because the thing is you get people talk crap about you in the comments way more often when people who don't normally watch your videos. So in a way, it's kind of a good thing when people in the comments are talking crap about me. It means the algo is pushing my videos out to a little bit of a newer audience. So look at it that way, I suppose. Squeaky, appreciate you. Small saying Lems sure is good for that early ladder. Yeah, and trading. Yeah, exactly. Kind of like fractional currency. Fifth, you're late. Not too late. I've only been on for like a half hour or something, right? Oh, I guess almost an hour already. Jeez. Time flies when you're blasting. How do you keep those full rejuves? I just never use potions. Really? I have a Phoenix shield on, so it's got redemption, so I never really lose life and stuff, but I just stay alive all the time. And then also this gets rid of the poison, so you don't have to use the cleansing aura, so you don't have to use potions to like keep your, you know, life up. So the cleansing makes the poison go away faster than normal, and then the redemption brings your life up. So
I am overburdened.
grab those real quick. Yeah, and pick up more, exactly. I bet you every Stony Tomb run, I bet you 10 of them drop every run, so. Marty says hit that like button. Good call on that one. Don't forget to hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. CG says keep up the good work, love the content. Appreciate you. No need to... thank you guys for watching is what I was trying to say there. You guys keep up the good work of watching my videos. I forget what's that meme with the farmer where it's like, it's an honest day's work. Not much, but it's an honest living or something like that. The Smolp said you did someone's declone, they gave you an IO. I mean, something, I suppose. Were you shocked that they gave you anything for helping them, or were you mean you were shocked that they... I don't know which way you were shocked there. Randy says only one or two... Just one of the few Diablo 2 content creators you watch anymore. Well, thank you for putting me on the short list. Ray says I like pull runes. I found more burrs than pulls. What? That sounds ridiculous, I'm gonna be honest, but interesting stuff there. Uh-oh. My goodness, my apologies. Hate the Nightbot guy. He follows you from stream to stream. Crazy. Every stream you're in, that Nightbot guy's in it. That's wacky. Yeah, he never misses one of my streams either. He's one of my most dedicated viewers, so. Yes, it's a joke, everybody. We're joking. Appreciate you, Biv. Yeah, Biv put it in there on YouTube, but also at the top of the description on YouTube, the link to this build I got right here, rocking and rolling. So, Cody's been looking for a perfect torch offline, been running them Ubers. Best of luck. Hopefully you get them quick. Man, I can't believe that was one of those ones where I kind of got some bad luck. Not the end of the world, I guess, but what did I have to do? 40 or 45 torch runs to get an Amazon torch, I think it was. Just one of those unluckies. It was like Paladin, Sorceress, Paladin, Source, Pally, Assassin, Pally, Sorceress, Necromancer, Barb, Pally, Sork. I just remember it was Paladin and Sorceress over and over again. It's like, oh my god, knock it off. Only single player you complain about, where you get too many Sorceress and Paladin torches. For the longest time, I was just rocking like an assassin torch or something on my Amazon. 15 or 20 Ubers you said you had to do? Yeah, I mean, that's probably pretty more normal. I feel like maybe in LOD when I did it before, I think I only did like 8 or 9 torch runs and I got all the different torches. Some crazy low number, I feel like I got lucky. But not this time, so. Not this time. Helped a low-level Pally Sitha randomly the other day with some chip gems. He gave you a 15/15 jewel. Did he not know what it was worth? Or did he... Sometimes when people just have so much, they're just like, oh yeah, here you go, whatever. I had that happen before. Some guy needed like a towel and like something else, and he was like, oh hey, I also needed this rune. Do you have that one? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, now that I think about it, I also need this other rune. And it was like an AM or something. And I was like, yeah, I got some AMs too. Here you go. He's like, what do you want for it? I'm like, yeah, whatever. You can just have this one. Or like, you're needing an L rune or something. And he's like, no way. Really, thanks. Appreciate it. Is there anything you need? Like anything at all? And I was like, well, I don't know. I need all kinds of stuff. Just what do you want? You need any high runes or anything? I was like, yeah, sure. Like a burr rune. He's like, bloop. Threw one out. I was like, what? He's like, what else do you need? I'm like, I don't know. I kind of need an Arachnid's Mesh for this character. And he's like, bloop. Anything else? And I was like, obviously he was running his bot last night, but his bot doesn't pick up L runes and stuff, as must have happened. I was like, how about a Zod? And he's like, I don't have a Zod, but here's 2 Chams. And he's like, bloop, bloop.
Blessings to you.
Sitha said you're the number 9 Pally on ladder? Interesting. Quite the grind right there. That means you put in some time. A lot of time. Cody says you want to reroll your grief? Unless you're like trying to max out PvP character or something, I probably just stick with what you got. I mean, unless you really want to. Of course, just always do what you want to, but kind of unnecessary, I guess, is what I'm getting at. You got laid off, so for the last 2 weeks you've been in full degenning D2R. Well, worse things you could be doing with your time, I suppose. That's probably better, but also worse. Atlas said, Devontae Adams got another touchdown? Are you freaking kidding me? Let me look at how bad this is going. You've got to be kidding me. I don't know how every week I can just get super unlucky like this. Just had to be like, of course, the week before Puka gets hurt at the end of the game, and then the Devontae Adams just goes off the next week when I play him, you know, like the week before they just happen to trade for Joe Flacco and he just goes ham bone. I'm about to lose by 100 this week, it looks like. Getting severance till December, gotcha. Gotcha. Oh boy. Declined to trade for Devontae Adams preseason. Yeah, I mean, Adams has been doing okay, but like Puka's been getting everything like this season so far. But of course, now that Puka's hurt for this week and probably this week only, I don't really know how long he's going to be out, but that's probably how it would go. He's hurt for just the week when he plays me, and it causes Devontae Adams just to go absolutely off. And of course, they're not using anybody. They're not using any of the other receivers, probably. Just Devontae Adams, I'm sure. Because I got Whittington, and now they're not going to throw it at all because they're up by 3 touchdowns. But, I mean, he only has 34 receiving yards, but... Yeah, they're just spreading the ball around to everybody with Puka out. So nobody else is getting anything. I have Kyron in the other league, too. He has 18 yards. Good. Good, good, good. Good. Good, good. Good, good, good. Flacco shouldn't be able to reach his toes, let alone his end zone. The end zone. I don't know. Good enough to give Jamar Chase 90 points on Thursday, so... God. First time in my stream, but you watch my videos pretty well. Thanks for watching the vids and stuff, System. Welcome, Sitha. Hopefully not the last time I see you in stream, huh? Biv saying he was afraid, talking about declining an Avante Adams trade before the season, afraid of the Stafford injury. Yeah, with his broken back and stuff. I definitely get that, but apparently whatever you think's gonna happen, the opposite happens, so... Yeah. It's like 10:30 where I'm at, Sitha. It's like 10:30 a.m. where I'm at. Do a little stream in the morning before football starts and stuff, so 8:40 where Ollie's at. That's alright. Race loves the Flacco story. The Browns were dumb enough to trade a veteran to a division rival. Well, they're just like, they don't really care that much. It's not like, the Browns literally probably don't care at all about this season, of course. They're just like, let's get literally anything for this old guy because no, we're not doing anything. It's not like they're like going to be battling Joe Flacco next season, you know. Pretty sure they're more, you know, pretty sure, I'm pretty sure Burrow is not losing his job to Joe Flacco, so next season they're going to be playing Joe Flacco, or, Joe Burrow. But yeah. So yeah, under normal circumstances, like let's say, you know, the Lions traded Jahmyr Gibbs to the Vikings or something, you got to play him twice. That's not what you're worried about for Flacco, you know what I mean? Like, next year they're not going to be playing Flacco for Cincinnati. Like, the Bengals probably won't even re-sign Flacco because he's so old, you know? Man. Fancy football, everybody. F-Ware's heading over to the uncle's place to watch the Eagles game. Nice. Yeah, I'll just probably have the game on in the background and do some stuff around the house personally. The 1 o'clock games and stuff, I mean. I don't know how the rain's gonna go. I got all this stuff to do outside because they dug up my backyard and stuff. And I did not see that, Barthimus. No, no, no. Did not. How about them Bears? I don't know. They're not very good, right, Marty?
Impossible.
I don't even know what the record is, to be honest, but the Bears, let's see, to be honest, I think the Bears, I think I dislike them the most out of any division rival at the current moment. With Ben Johnson going there and everybody hyping up, like, Rome Odunze's the best player ever. I'm like, the bro's got 5 touchdowns on when defenders slipped and fell. It's like, get out of here. It's ridiculous. Every touchdown, he's wide open, and you scroll the video back, and it's like the guy tripped and fell, or something like that. Or the linebacker, or he's being guarded by a linebacker because the defense isn't even focusing on him because, you know. Not a terrible receiver or anything, but man, when people hype people up too much, that kind of annoys me. And also a lot with the Ben Johnson thing. Is this the best in slot for Fire Druid? It depends who you talk to. Some people do not like the Phoenix because of the Redemption Aura. And then you lose bodies on the ground that could be exploded by the Death Sentries. But see, everything blows up so fast. And then the bodies redeem. So, like, it depends what you're doing, I guess. If you want to be teleporting or not. Doesn't, let's see, what is it? Hand of Justice, I think? Doesn't that have, like, minus fire res on it or something? That might be considered better, but it's less likely to, you'll have one, so. Shout out from the Philippines, Mr. Christmas. Yo, yo! Welcome in. No good. Marty, were you saying like how players get super hyped up when the defender trips and falls? Is that what you hate about pro sports in general? Or, ooh, one skill. When am I respecing a mosaic? Great question. When Joe Flacco wins another Super Bowl. So that's probably going to be this year, to be honest. The looks of it. Wait, let's see. Phil, let's see. Changing it up? Or you finally found Teros Might? I change it up all the time. About once a week I play a different build, so. Players being hyped up until proving it. Yeah. Yeah, when it's like 3 or 4 games through the season and a guy trips and... I don't know. I made a little video about it. I kind of made a couple videos and kind of just stopped because I didn't want to spend the time to do it anymore. Fantasy football videos. I was doing it for fun or whatever, but I made some videos and I took the clips of all of Rome Odunze's touchdowns through the first 4 weeks. And there's none of them there was a guy within like 10 yards. And it's like, here's this linebacker. Oop, there he slipped. Here's this cornerback, and, yep, he guarded the wrong guy. He was supposed to continue to guard Rome, and he passed him off, and the defender did not, like, was not supposed to, because they're not, you know, it was zone and not, or it was man and not zone. He's an idiot. There's a touchdown, like. Like I said, I don't think he's bad or anything, but. Raced. Yo, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub.
Level 70 with my Nova Sork. Time to start hell.
Race getting after it. Best of luck with the Nova Sorceress, and thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. Taking Jeff Bezos' money and giving it to a streamer in need. Ooh, like a legend. Appreciate you. If the Lions win the Super Bowl, I have to play Mosaic. Sounds like a... If I don't take the bet and the Lions win the Super Bowl, I win. And if I take the bet and the Lions win the Super Bowl, then I win less. So what you're telling me is the Lions Super Bowl victory is the last thing I'll ever see before I go permanently blind from the Mosaic Assassin. Is that what you're telling me? Randy said he grew up in a state where the only pro sports is rodeos. So it's got to be like Montana or North Dakota or South Dakota or something. North Dakota. Well, really, if you play Mosaic Assassin, it's not telling me how to play it. So I could be using Mosaics and then just only use Lightning Sentry and Death Sentry. You didn't specify. Rasmus hates football when they celebrate every single thing. I don't really care personally. I don't like it, and I also don't dislike it, you know? I guess it's kind of like, you know, you're walking through public and someone's like, they itch to the side of their head. It doesn't really anger me. They had an itch on the side of their head and they itched it, but I don't like it and I don't dislike it either. You know? People breathing, I don't like it or dislike it. It's just the thing that happens. That's how I think about the football players celebrating. They enjoy it and it doesn't affect me in any way, so I believe in like freedom and stuff like that, so freedom. Corey, welcome in. Randy says just south of the Montana border. Knew it. Knew it. Freedom. Freedom to do TikTok dances when you gain 4 yards.
Greetings.
The one thing I will say, though, is that sometimes it seems like people spend maybe too much time coming up with the celebrations. Maybe. Can't say for sure. God, I can't believe that I'm getting so thoroughly destroyed. Oh, well. AI will take over streaming? Yeah, probably, Marty. Probably. Except for mine, though. I'll be fine. I mean, it'll be like 20 years, though, so... Because the thing is that first people are going to be really against it, but then it'll just become normal, so then people won't be against it. Like, you remember when they had those self-checkouts at, like, the grocery stores and stuff, and everyone's like, don't use the self-checkouts! They're taking people's jobs! Refuse! And now they're just like, there's all these self-checkouts, and there's one line open at the down at the end for the old people, you know? And everyone just only uses self-checkout. That's how it's gonna be. Don't use this AI slop. And then in like 10 years, everyone's just gonna be watching only AI videos. So. Barthmas, yo!
Mine's more. He just gained 19 yards. He gets tackled and the defender gets up and throws a dance party. Dude, just move the chains. Why are you happy? But to each their own.
Yeah, I mean, I do get you. He's happy because he's living the dream. He's an NFL player. So he's just happy about it. 31, not high enough. Close, though. Getting there. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Varthabazu. Appreciate you. Thanks for generosity. That dog coming in with a Twitch Prime sub, too. Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, fellas. It said game difficulty 7. How do you do that? Offline single player, you can change the difficulty. So on PC, you can just type it into the chat box over here. /player7, like old school. Or there's, if you just go in the options, there's a slider that you can just slide it over. What's a fire trap damage? It's only like 2k or something. Something not that big. 1300, but with all the minus res and stuff and just the way the next hit delay works and stuff, Good, good, good. Fishaholic said they only had self-checkout at Lowe's the other day. Yeah. It's just normal now. That's just literally normal. That's the same way all the AI stuff's going to go. And plus the AI videos are going to get better and better. Like over the next 10 years. To where like, even, like right now, we can look at stuff and be like, that's not real. But like boomers will look at stuff and they're like, oh my gosh, did you see this? And we're like, that's not real. Like, obviously. But in like 5 or 10 years, no, you won't be able to trust any video in the world. Everything that ever happens, everyone's just going to be like, that's fake AI if they don't want to believe it. That's fake. That's AI. And you're like, no, that's real. And like, nope. That's AI. Because I choose not to believe it. It's going to be crazy, to be honest. It's going to be real crazy. Oh, Hulk!
On YouTube. Wanted to come by and drop some love.
My gosh. Thank you for the generosity, Hulk! You slayer. Thanks for watching YouTube videos and welcome into the stream and for the 50 bits. I forget bits. Those are that's like 50 bucks, isn't it? Thank you for the generosity. It means a lot. Supporting the channel. Supporting the stream. You legend. Absolute legend. Have I played Dragon or a Paladin? I have not because it's so expensive, and it's one of those ones I've actually never really even messed around with. Like, there's a lot of super expensive builds anyways. Just over time, maybe I'll put it into Hero Editor and just try it out just to see what it's like. You know, that one I've actually never even tried before. The Dragadin and the Dream Paladin I've never actually done before. Yeah, so a penny PC, I say, Cody, yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought. We got here almost 11.
Good day.
So I feel pretty good today, but I'm a little bit tired too. Could hop up and walk on the treadmill for a little bit here, huh? Maybe. The next terror zone, if it's something I want to do. Oh, Durance of Hate. Terrorize Mephisto Fire Assassin build. Let's see how our regular Mephisto goes first. Hero Editor on PC. Yeah, so there's a website you can go to, actually. You don't even have to download anything. You just go to the website and bing, bang, boom. Wow. Yeah, I should probably just use my TZ Mephisto farmer. I feel like I did TZ Mephisto and it went faster than that. Maybe I dropped it to P3 when I did it, probably. Probably. Because this isn't even terrorized. He's going to be even more stronger. $0.48 with tax. Yeah, I guess that's a good call, Marty. Good old tax. Yeah, 21-0 at halftime. Well, the problem is Jordan Whittington's going to get me no points. I started him with Puka out. That was a mistake, obviously. Took a chance, and of course, it just burned me. Instead of starting Cooper Kupp, who's not really been doing much. Last week he had 2 catches for like 11 yards, but he did get a touchdown. Like, yeah. Yeah, I'll just wait a second. We got like 1 minute here. Yeah, I don't remember the exact number. Let's look. Not a whole lot of magic find. I guess we got 271. I'll just, you know what? Maybe I'll just swap back to my easy Meth Andy farmer that I don't always use, but maybe we'll just do it with this one because it has way more magic find.
I'll put that to good use.
Everything else got a torch and Annie, all the MF charms. 450 on the MF. Yeah. Well, let's do that. Why not? Um 10K forum. Joshua, what video are you talking about? The only one where I would have said something like that is maybe when I got that 220 sorceress amulet. Must have been that one. Yeah, Marty says PC Master Race. Better believe it. What's going on, Nightbot? Welcome in. Make sure, yeah. Nightbot says hit that like button. Don't forget YouTube. Hit that like button for me. Yeah, Draven, I could mo trick with Grapsin, but it's for me. It's like too slow to do that way. Is this still on players 3 or did I switch it to 7? It's probably still 3, yeah. Felt like that was too fast. Garrett, welcome in. Yeah, sorry if I, so the hero editor only works for PC, if that's what, I think I missed a comment here or there, so I'm kind of, my brain's getting confused, but you can change the players count on console or PC, but hero editor only works for PC. I think I missed a comment or two and it confused me. F-Ware wishes grief didn't exist, so you get weapon diversity. See, personally, I don't think the problem is grief. I think the problem is all the other weapons, to be honest. Because grief is super powerful, but like, maybe it could go down a little bit, but I think the other stuff needs to get better, to be honest. Because grief is the only thing that makes melee like comparable to a caster. So, yeah, Josh, I was gonna say I was like, what what video was I doing about JSP and forum gold and stuff? I can't imagine what that would be. Don't remember that one. Leroy said he... Are you saying you want to get increased drop mods? Increased drop rate mods? Yeah, sorry, Leroy, on that, not sure on the context on that comment, I guess. Vampire bone gloves. Roland said he has the runes for grief, but not the base. Well, that's disappointing. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't... The only thing I would say is I wouldn't stress too much about getting a absolute perfect phase blade base or whatever. And you could do the Berserker too, right? I guess, but... You know, don't look for a perfect 15 enhanced damage, you know, phase blade base or something, because grief by itself is just so nasty. Yeah, Randy, true story. I'm about due. About due. Bunch of rares. Oopsie. Bunch of rares. Comical flop. Yeah, that is definitely something you could do for sure. Pick up every white phase blade and just Larsic, or not Larsic them. Do not Larsic them. Use the cube recipe to get sockets, yeah. Cross your fingers for 5. $6,000 TZ Andy runs and it's yours. I've probably done that many already, to be honest. Probably have done that many. Disaster. I mean, I played online for a couple of weeks after the reset there, but I just didn't want to anymore. Offline single player is more fun. I don't know what to tell you. What am I doing? Jeez, did I not click on that 6 times? Hoping a trap skiller drop since I made that mistake. Marty says I'm curious. Yeah, what the actual TZ Andy count would be for this grail? That is a great question. Yeah, it might not be 6,000. It's probably like... probably more like 2 or 3. Yeah, maybe more like 3, yeah. Maybe. Let's see. Is Nova Sork the best Sork for MF runs or Fireball? I mean, not really either, I guess. It depends what you're doing. Like, highly dependent on what you're looking for and where you're looking for it at. Fireball's like one of the best for Andariel. It's obviously good enough here for Mephisto. But really, Fireball's probably not the best for Mephisto, but it's like really good. But Fireball's the best for Andy. That's what this character right here is specifically I use for farming TZ, Meph, and Andy on single player. But yeah, if you're running like, you know, Ancient Tunnels or something, depends on what you're doing. Yeah, I'm just not gonna change the title and thumbnail. You know, I'm not gonna go into my editor and make a new thumbnail for 1 hour of farming Mephisto. You know, right, Marty? Yeah, it says Mephisto doesn't have the weakness to any specific element. Yep. Yeah, Nova's real weak against act bosses anyway. So, well, relative to Blizzard and stuff. I mean. Oh, thought I heard a charm. Draven said he used to think the shared stash was a must, but now you like starting fresh on every character. Yeah, I kind of like doing that too. After you start enough characters where you're like transferring stuff over from another character to on the playthrough, you're just like, kind of takes the fun out of it. You're just kind of going through the motions at that point, with no like payoff, kind of sorta. I mean, you get a character done, but like. Yep, Randy. No manually inputting map seeds, that's for sure, yeah. I mean, do that many people really do that? I don't follow what other people do much. I just kind of do my own thing when I'm streaming and making videos and stuff. So do people are there a lot of other D2 players, like streamers, that manually input map seeds to get the best stuff to drop faster? I don't know that I've ever heard of that. Like, I've heard of people doing that, like, for funsies, like, just to experiment, but... Ooh. A little breakfast I ate was not enough. Getting hungry. Little Phil wasting away here. Zero cool, no. So the single player and online terror zones are not the same at the same time, no. What? Just nothing. Oh yeah, so Mewtwo, yeah, Llama did that like kind of experiment or whatever you want to call it, yeah, where he did 24/7 TZ Andy. For that, you know, just to show how fast, if you only ran TZ Andy, like how much better it is than farming other areas for getting the rarest uniques. I might have to do that to get Tyro's Might, huh? I'm joking. Joking. Corey says, us streamers make this game look so easy. Well, there's definitely times when I make it look not easy, but yeah, multiple years into an offline single player account, it's gonna be pretty easy. Yeah, it's definitely a different beast. You know, does it matter if you ran on P1 or P7? Yeah, so for TZ, Meph and Andy, I think that's what we're talking about here. You'd want to do the higher players count. At least go up to 3. I don't remember the difference. Usually the jump from P1 to P3 is like huge. So if on offline single player you're running TZ, Meph, or Andy, you definitely want to bump it up to hopefully 3. A few clips of my deaths that are pretty lull. Yeah, I do usually add some of those. If they're like kind of funny ones, I'll throw them in there here and there. Gorilla saying TZ Andy needs to go. Makes no sense to farm anything else. Yeah, I don't know what they would do to that though. Like maybe if they just like, I don't know if there's any way to deactivate one monster. Like just change a tiny bit of code to where Andariel's like never terrorized. Millennial mindset. No, you can't transmute and make a like an Immortal King's armor and have it turn into an Immortal King's helmet or anything like that. No. Nope. In D2 you have to, if you want something, you gotta find it. It's not like in D4 how you can just like find any 3 random uniques and all of a sudden you have any unique in the game that you actually want to get, you know. Reversed the quest bug. Yeah, that is a thing. For whatever reason, they didn't do that. I figured it was probably too much work. Like, oh, we can't really figure out why this quest bug's happening. So let's just give her quest drops all the time. Mewtwo says you can do that in D3. Oh, okay, you can do that in D3 too. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think any of those kind of changes are gonna happen either there, Barthemus, but people always like you know, wish casting or whatever you want to call it. You can always hope, right? Why do I go to town to reset? Running the docks can be real slow. I can kind of show you why, I guess. It's pretty close to, you know, it might be like a half second faster. It depends on how fast you're clicking and stuff, but yeah, you take out Mephisto, Ogrimal. Got to identify that one. And if you just jump out and it takes you back to Act 3. Plus, this character runs real slow because I don't have it set up to run faster too, but like all that time to run over here. Under a lot of circumstances, it's slower to run the docks. Actually, nowadays, if I could get my load times a little faster, I tried. I'm probably just an idiot, but I could never get the, you know, the unpacking thing to. Oh, there was a Monarch there, it was blue. Darn it, there goes my JMod. I could never get that unpacking game thing to work right, but you can come here, and if you set, if this load screen was a little faster.
Good day.
You know, if it was more snappy. I tried it, followed the video exactly how to unpack your game to get the, and it unpacked it. It was like quadruple the size, or maybe it was 10x the size because it wasn't compressed anymore. But it did nothing. The load times didn't change at all. So I was like, okay, well. You like the straight to Act 4? You just got to double. Oh, my mercenary got wrecked. Do I have any non-ladder online characters? I mean, I do have some, but I mean, I probably just need to delete them, to be honest. Half of them just have no, they're just like naked, like no gears on like level 90, like 5 sorceress and stuff like that. Because I just gave away the gear, but the character's still just sitting there in case I wanted to use it for something. I don't know. But I don't think so, Marty. I don't recognize that one. I don't know. Whenever I tried to do a lot of the, like, I did like some of the bare minimum stuff, you know, in the settings or whatever that can make the load times faster. But whatever those two were, I don't remember. I don't know. Whatever the video was that showed to unpack the thing and do this and that and put, if it said to do that in the video, then yes, I did that in the video. Or then I did that, yeah, and it just didn't do anything. I don't know. Did something wrong. I tried it like 3 different times. I fully uninstalled the game, and then I reinstalled it, and then I did this, and then I did that, and then that, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. Trash, what's going on? $86 Sork single player, not geared, farm bosses on higher players thing. What would you recommend? Yeah, kind of what Biv said there. Honestly, the difference between players 3 difficulty and players 7, like it's players 7 isn't like twice as good as players 3. Like player 7 is like a third better, but players 3 compared to players 1 is like twice as good. So if you can just do players 3, that's pretty much fine. And then when you get so good, you're just like, yeah, I can do anything. Then blast the higher one. So gotcha. Yeah, gotcha, Marty. If I forgot that, it wouldn't work. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. It just wouldn't work. I don't know why. It was a long time ago now. It was right when that first people found out about that or whatever, I guess, essentially. So, but I don't know. I don't worry about it too much for the most part because I utilize like the loading times to like read chat and stuff. So I don't stress about it too much. Give me a second to just like, you know, when it's loading. Do I ever play hardcore? Pretty much never. Pretty much never. Do not like it. Just kidding. I gotcha. I got you guys. The absolute king of Tal's Armors. Ooh, yeah. Find these, what? Every day, probably, I find one of these? Just about. Just about. Don't need my 3,000 Tal's Armor on single player, but we'll clip that for the video anyways. Yeah, it was crazy, Marty. It was like, it literally was like 10x the size of what the game was before or something. The game was like a full terabyte. Something, I'm probably exaggerating there, but it was crazy. Best class for starting and then end game play. I mean, Sorceress. Sorceress having teleport on the playthrough is too nasty. And then, you know, moat tricking Mephisto or doing Andariel and stuff like that. Farming up the keys and stuff. Getting the runes from the Countess right off the bat is the best. And then, like, endgame. I mean, you're still a god with, you know, self-wheel Infinity Novus Sorceress and whatnot, so... There could be arguments for other ones, but... Paladin, you could say, I guess. But... I think that Sorceress starting off on single player or starting, you know, is too god tier. Too awesome having teleport for getting those runes and everything and stuff like that at the beginning. And then it's also real good, so... 50 gigabytes, you say, Marty? Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna go with 1 terabyte because it sounds crazier. My story sounds more interesting, so I'm gonna neglect the facts and just go with mine. PST, he goes up. Hallie best starter. Sork 2 squishy. Too squishy. I mean, if you're playing hardcore or something, I guess, but I mean, if you die once a day on a sorceress, I don't really care too much about that personally. Man, my team just stinks, bro. God. I'm about to be 90-10 before the 1 o'clock games start here in a second. Jeez. Hopefully Kyron's doing something anyways. I haven't looked at my other league. At least if I do good in the other league, I can, I don't know, moral victory. Grillis says Tyrell's was my 18th Sacred Armor from the pits after 50,000 runs. Ooh, that's a lot of runs. All right, Kyron's doing something anyways. Well, a little bit. Brian Thomas. Oh, Kyron's got 5 points. Great, 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 great. Whatever. Whatever. I'm gonna start crying. Let me drink some cherry limeade. That'll make me feel better. Yep, 50 times 1 terabyte. Exactly, Trash, yeah. It's 50 terabytes when you extract Diablo 2. I mean, that is a better story. I don't even know why my load times are so slow. I play this off of a hard drive and off of a regular old school hard drive. HDD. Why does it load so slow? Just kidding. Jackson Dart? What do I think about him? I haven't watched them too much, but let's see. Didn't they beat the Eagles last week or something? he runs for like 50 yards a week. I mean, he seems all right. It's hard to say after just a couple of games, and yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say, I guess. I don't think he's bad. It doesn't look like that. I don't feel like even checking that right now, but seems like 7,200 RPMs would be fast. I know, right? There you go. That's funny. True story. Cody's like, this is another well done steak bit, isn't it? A little bit, yeah. Where I say something that's just made up, yeah. That's one of those things. Boy, TZ meth does not pay off for me. Fast enough for LOD, yeah. A good old hard drive and some dial-up internet. Ooh. $56K, right? That's a lot of Ks. There's 56 of them. Why does it smell like Hot Pocket? What the wife made pizza rolls, didn't tell me. Unbelievable. Yeah, Varthmus kind of making more arguments for Paladin. I don't know, the teleport's just too... I feel like teleport for free early on is just too powerful. But, you know, to each their own. Pally would be another great... Yeah, Varthmus, I was going to say that joke, but I decided not to. Robert said, do you remember trying to load into bail games and by the time you got loaded in, the run was over? That's too slow. Till mom needs to call grandma, then it's 0 Ks, yeah. Get off those computer games. I gotta call your granny. Are the Lions championship or bust this year? Kind of, but not really necessarily. I mean, you'd want to, and I mean, it gets more difficult as the time goes on here, re-signing people. I'm kind of disappointed. I don't hate him or nothing, but that they re-signed JMO. I feel like any year in the draft, you can take a player just like Jameson Williams, like in the 2nd or 3rd round, like no problem. So signing him to the amount of money they did, I think it was a mistake. It is what it is, so.
How many of you remember putting the phone on the modem and flipping the switch to connect?
Thank you for 100 bits raced. Switching to connect. We didn't have to do that. I would just click log into the internet. Oh, hold up. And then it would just make all the noises and then you'd be on the internet, so. Personally, but thanks for 100 bits raced. We're going to want 2 sockets. Guaranteed. I already know it's 2 sockets. I can feel it. See? Told you. Told you. 258 on the defense and 32 to strength. I obviously don't remember how these roll. But maybe I'll look up just mega quick here. Mega quick. I think the strength... Does the strength go to 35? Giant skull. D2R. Let's see what she goes up to real quick. 35 and 320 on the defense. Defense is low. Whatever. Not too big of a deal to me. But yeah. Oh, that was like in 1985? Who was alive in 1985? Jeez. You mean before time existed? How about them Pistons, dude? I'll be honest, I was a huge Pistons fan for a long time, but they kind of lost me. Just through, to be honest, most of what lost me was when the local rights to watch the sports games, they sold it to like Diamond Sports Network or something in my area. And then they put them on some random channel that you had to pay like $100 a month to get on top of your regular cable package or something. And I was like, okay, well, never mind. That was the only reason I was keeping normal cable, was to watch these. So now that you can't watch them, I guess I'll just cancel cable. So, and then when I couldn't watch them anymore, I stopped following, you know. Yeah, in 85 to have internet, it must have been real rich. I know, right? Jeez. That is kind of crazy. Must have worked for the government or something. Marty says you have to be able to stomach running chaos over and over, and then you can start with a pally. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, pretty much. You do have to just spam. Spamming chaos with... When you have no gear, man, I cannot handle Hammerden without an Enigma, so... You're pretty much, in my opinion anyways, you know, dropping fists of the heavens is all over the place. Running chaos, so. Did you play Legacy? Did I play Legacy? Like LOD? The old school LOD? Yeah. I mean, I played a lot when I was a kid. Took a good chunk of time off. I probably didn't play for like a decade, to be honest, when Call of Duty and Halo was so hype in that time period. Played a lot of, you know... But yeah. Oh, missing. Ha! Game Jinx said his dad had a car phone. Nice. I knew someone who had a car phone, but it was not active. He just had like a 1985, I don't even know what kind of car it was, but it had a big old car. It like a corded car phone, you know, in the middle. Why don't I open the super chest in the back? I don't anticipate finding a Tyrell's Might out of it, so I don't want to take the time. And it's just another thing. I have to go way away from the portal. It's going to drop me a balance knife and a super healing potion and dip out, so. I have one time anyways. 3 days before a ladder reset online, I got a burr rune out of that one. But that might be the only high rune I've ever gotten out of there. Was that burr? I don't remember any other lows or vexes or anything like that. But are you grailing? Yeah, kind of, sorta. Pretty much. Trying to find a Tyrell's Might. Something ninja. I'm hungry now. Hey, when you're kind of hungry and you smell food cooking. Transmute enough balance knife so you can get a ogre axe. Ooh. Shirts on, good luck. Oh, there's a ring. I guess I'll check that, even though it'll be no good. Appreciate you, poor boys. Yeah, shirt's still on. Doofy got a low rune last season. From that chest back there. Yeah, stuff like that can happen, but... The thing is, like... Yeah, these monsters right here I could find a low rune off of too, or a burr rune, but I'm not stopping to take them out either, you know what I mean? So you just gotta decide, you know, when you're running stuff, are you gonna stop and try to get lucky here and there, or are you gonna not spend the time doing it? I personally just decided for these type of runs to not worry about it. Most underrated or unknown crafting recipe for single player. I don't have one that's like super, oh my gosh, no one's ever heard of this one before. But I don't know, probably just one that's overlooked is like adding random amount of sockets to a weapon. Sometimes it can take you, and it's just annoying to try to get a 4-socket open in ethereal, like elite polearm. So, like doing that can, you know, quite often get you your first 4-socket ethereal polearm. So. Cody, thank you so much.
Here's a lucky number super chat so you can find Tyrells.
Appreciate you for the 666 super Cody. Thank you for the generosity. Yeah, that is how you get, that is the lucky number for Diablo, isn't it? Act 1, can it use crossbows? I don't think so. Oh, hold up. I don't feel like identifying that. So, this can be one of two things, right? We're hoping it's the good one. If I'm not mistaken. Oh, Veil of Steel. Ooh, -4 to the lightning res. I was going to use it, but with -4 to lightning res, I don't think so. Don't think so. Just out of curiosity. Oh, it's a static roll. I was like, there's no way those numbers look like they're quote unquote perfect. Like they're just so all even. And I was like, does this roll static like the same every time? Sure does. Sure does. Boy, I'm getting just allowed in fantasy. Real rough. Come on, Mephisto. Come on. Negative light radius. Complete garbage. Yeah, that's why it's garbage. Not anything else. Nothing. No other reason on it. It would be God tier except for that minus light radius. Cody's looking for ethereal sacred armor. He's going for a Giga Chad. A Giga Chad fortitude for the mercenary. Well, good luck on that one. I usually just make it in any random armor, to be perfectly honest, but... -1,000 light radius mod, says Sam. I mean, if you had that negative of light radius, would it, like... Does that, like, wrap around in reverse so that it actually is super bright? Or is it like a black hole where the whole screen just turns dark? It sucks in all the light. Socket it with an L rune to get more light radius. Does an L rune do light radius? Is that true? I thought L rune did like, I don't know, 50 attack rating to undead or something weird like that. I don't even remember. I don't even remember. Good old... Wait, that's bacon, isn't it? Hold up. Varthimus, I'm pretty sure an ethereal sacred armor would be like the most defense you can get for that. I'm pretty sure. Obviously, the requirement for it is super high, so you'll have to get a bunch of the strength, probably from an Indarl's Visage, of course, but I'm pretty sure sacred armor would be mega super high. Okay, alright. Little Colossus Blade. Ethereal Bartok is interesting. Huh? That's interesting too. So, Grandfather, absolutely classic. Goated, just goated. Whenever I find these, I just picture like 12 or 13-year-old Phil just being like, finding them. Obviously, I found a lot of them so far, but that's pretty cool. Ethereal Bartok. Should I Zod it? Let me know in the comments. That's cool though. 190, not a bad roll. I forget the martial art assassin. Does that roll 1 to 2 or is it always 1? I don't remember. Should Zod it, you're right. But, no, I'm not going to Zod it. $40 SOJs. Ooh. Right. Yep. Good old 40 SOJs for Grandfather and Windforce and stuff, yeah. Overshadowed by Grief, for sure, yeah. I mean, Grief is crazy. Relative, of course. Honestly, the base damage on items just needs to be higher. The base damage on melee weapons. That's what I think. Could be wrong, but that's what I think would work. But that would also, from what I understand on uniques and stuff, if you alter the amount of damage on the weapons or whatever, I feel like they had this problem with Project Diablo 2. It just bricks any character that is holding one of those items in their inventory or on them or anything like that. It just bricks everything. Obviously, I mean, maybe if you're professional game devs, you could find a way around it or something, but... Schmidt Allenborg. Gargoyle's Bite. One more Railer off the list. Nice. Congratulations. Yeah, I mean, for like 90% of people, to be honest though, Holy Grail is like a race to find Tyrell's Might, essentially. Everything before that is kind of like window dressing for just trying to find Tyrell's Might. Not to rain on your parade or anything like that. Wasn't trying to do that. Just kind of thought I had at the top of my head. Sam says you need to get your Grail tracker going, so in case you find Tyrells or something. Yeah, get that thing rocking. Still missing Tyrells, yeah. Same here. For the last, like, 5 years. Ugh. Whoops, missed again. Why not? Since any of that rare stuff you can upgrade, you know, so. Let's see, Comical Flop said he's sitting at 53% on his Grail. Still gearing up, really, yeah. Hopefully you get those super useful rare uniques. Some of them like Death Fathom, Nightwings, Griffin's Eye really is probably the most useful super rare one in D-Web. Sam Sizer, yeah, same here. Same here. I have at one point, Sam, I found 3 Mangsong's lessons in the same day. Non-terrorized pits, too. Just regular pits. Probably a dozen D-Webs. No Tyros. Probably more than a dozen D-Webs, to be honest. Well, no, probably about a dozen. 12 to 15, we'll call it. Sam says even when his bots were going in LOD, never got a Tyros. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think Sam. I don't think me finding Tyrell's Mites would affect how the Bears will do this season. Can't say for sure, but Light Gauntlets. Ooh. Oh, Varthmas. So you're talking about for the base for Fortitude, the defense differences isn't really hardly that much at all, huh? So 600 defense, I believe, is the max for a standard non-ethereal, right? So the extra 50% would bump it up from ethereal to something something. And then the extra % enhanced defense would bump it. So it'd be like a few hundred, you know, more defense. I don't know, someone else can do the math for it, but yeah. Some people are min-maxers, so I mean that's pretty much why I don't even have, like, I have a non-ethereal Fortitude over here. Like, you know, I don't care too much about the defense. It technically would do something to help, but I'm not a min-maxer personally either, so. See, Corey having so much trouble in Nightmare with your sword, can't get past Durance too. I I would recommend doing the same thing that I'm doing to get down to Mephisto. Utilize the same strategy. This is how you get through the Durance. Really, down here, you should not kill a single monster except for Mephisto. There should be no other monster that you even fight or attack in the Durance except for Mephisto. Did you create the hero editor? I have not created, I don't know. Like the programmer website? No, I'm not the creator of hero editor, no.
To you, champion.
Hail to you, champion.
Comical Flop said, got Enigma, no Shaco. Yeah, if you start off running LK, that's pretty common to happen, actually. Pretty common. Yeah, Sam, that's one of the reasons why I did too. Yeah, I made mine non-ethereal and single player so I could use it on other characters if I wanted to. Yep. I actually think I made one in an ethereal one too, but I don't know where it is, so I just don't worry about it. I actually literally have one, but I'm like, I don't feel like looking at the mules to grab it, or looking at the mercenaries on other characters to transfer it over. Just don't feel like it. Bangle Waffle, non-ethereal Archon, he says is the play for the first Fortitude. Not a bad strategy. Nope. Yeah, if I did anything on my fantasy teams, nope. Man, how do these guys stink so bad? Can't catch a break. Marty says Bears going 15-2 after losing the first two. I guess it is technically possible, yeah. It is technically possible. Good old totemic mask. First Enigma on single player. Amegd? Not sure on the pronunciation there, but welcome in. First time chatter. Congrats on the Enigma. On and off for 20 years. Congrats on the Enigma. Hurts cubing the Sur runes together. Yeah, cubing together, like putting together all those runes and watching them disappear. I get you. Ray says Dolphins to the Super Bowl. Oops, still sleeping. Ah! Is the meteor orb fastest for the... Oh, I'm fastest for those runs. Maybe I missed what you mean by those runs. Ooh, I missed with the meteor. Ooh, couple gauntlets. Gustavnik. I've never heard that before, like that it mattered that much between legacy loot spacing or not. I don't even know what's mine set on, to be straight up, but Christopher says, can't seem to find a jaw. Yeah, definitely tough. That's why it's quote unquote they say, and it is like the most efficient just to run run LK for a bazillion years. Good old Medusa's Gaze, pretty rare one right there. Of course, not used that much, but lower res when struck, legendary. kind of an odd use there. Oh, Grimaul, love to see Windhammer, of course. Love to see it. Couple little neat items, I suppose, but nothing really too great. Interesting. Corey said finally made it to Meph. There you go. Teleport, teleport, teleport. Ooh, Giant Thresher. Another, that's a TC-87. Stormspire, right? See, it's weird to have a weapon it casts its stuff when struck and not on striking. Very strange. Also, why did they have it only go up to 300 damage? Weirder once again. Windhammer or Windcrack or Ribcracker? Under almost all circumstances, Ribcracker, yeah. It's so much faster. Gold Magic Finding. Yo, like number 108, appreciate you. Don't forget that like button for me. Ladies and gentlemen, fellas. Yeah, someone said 2 Zods before Shaco. That's, yeah, uncommon to happen for sure. G-Stacks, what's going on? I know, early for you, right? West Coasters out there. Got up nice and early, started streaming. Welcome in. Corey said he's sitting at 98 FCR. Tully's pretty smooth. Let's see, 68, 105. Is 68 the lower breakpoint for teleport for the regular spells? Yeah, if you could get 7 more FCR, it'd be just amazing to get to 105. I think the next one below that, I believe, is 68. So you don't have to get rid of more FCR, but anything between 68 FCR all the way up to 104, it's at the same speed. Just an FYI. Yeah, 68 doesn't feel too bad. You're right. Especially because at the lower levels, if you have like 35 and you go up to 68, you know, you're going up a couple of frames. It feels great. Easy Andy later. Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. I don't know what time it is, what time it was at, but Spirit, get to 70 FCR. Yeah, it is kind of true there, yeah. Get some of the good rolls. Even a couple 34s getting you to 68. Yeah, fine. What if that was the time, right? 3 p.m. you say? I mean, I could pull it up. I think I got it like right here. I actually have the page open. Ooh, 6 p.m. tonight. So it's 6 hours from now is when TZ Andy. Probably not. Skipping football, streaming straight. 12-hour stream today. Let's go. No. No. Watching some football and doing some other things. Ooh, Stone of Jordan. You know it is. You just know it. Funny looking SOJ. What's going on, Chubby? Welcome in. Jaw and Burn the same day ever happened. Nope. I do not believe that has ever happened to me. I've found other high, like multiple high runes the same day, but I think I found like 2 or 3 ohms or something, but never the entire Enigma in one day type of situation. Yeah, lightning and chain lightning, specifically those 2 skills at 117. Yeah. Yep. Come on, Meth. Come on. Ya bum. Come on. Christopher Howard, appreciate you. Enjoy. He said he got a Zod and a Vex and an Elrune in the same run. Yeah, Zod's a rare one. Zod's a rare one. Looks like we just have a couple of minutes here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and call it on the stream. Eat lunch, watch some football later and stuff like that. So appreciate y'all joining me. Just a little short Sunday morning stream. Decided to come at you with that. So appreciate y'all joining me on this Sunday. Hopefully you guys have a great, wonderful day and your fantasy teams do better than mine. Because apparently I suck. So peace out and keep slaying. Boom.